Such a special time to be a racist in America. Such a special time to be a victim. It's a good time to be a victim, and it's a good time to be a racist, because we have what is called racial trauma porn for you to enjoy now with your entertainment. What's up, guys? This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. He is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. Thank you for joining me once again, my friends. And yes, the topic here is racial trauma porn. You probably didn't know there was such a thing. But you know, racial trauma porn to me has its origins in the evening news. Black people suffering, doing dumb shit, getting killed, all of that stuff for your entertainment on the evening news. We've seen this now for the past something like 50 years at least, you know, and it makes the news media run. It usually leads with something like that, you know? And with the age of social media, why, we can all find videos of black people dying and rioting and jumping over the counter at Popeyes, acting stupid and all that stuff. And we can all post it on our social media page to make ourselves look oh so civilized. Look at those animals, just look at them. You know, you can easily post a video of some black guy taking his daughter to work, you know, or, you know, doing some nice community service or something like that. But no. Where's the fun in that? You know, we're not going to post that, you know, to make them look like they're human beings. No. That's not like, we're not going to do that, you know. But as if that wasn't bad enough, you know, that people can do that for their entertainment and self-satisfaction. Now we have this new genre coming out, racial trauma porn. Now this is something that I was worried was going to happen after Get Out blew up. You know, just the whole playing into black victimhood and paranoia. I mean, it was entertaining. I enjoyed the movie, you know, the sunken place and all that stuff. But there was just something to it. And of course, at the end, the guy got justice. Spoiler alert. All right, but he got justice. But I started noticing this trend with movies where you just see black suffering for the sake of seeing black suffering. And normally, or typically, you don't see any justice come from it at all. It's just a movie full of black people getting their ass beat or killed or whatever, and nothing ever comes of it. You know what I mean? It's a glorified snuff film is what it is. You know, so when you look at movies or miniseries like Them or Two Distant Strangers, you know, what you're seeing is basically black brutality. You know what I mean? And people suffer for this because it actually is traumatizing. You know, people talk about, oh, it's just so painful. You know, just not too long ago, I think it was trending, being black in America is stressful or something like that. Well, what could be more stressful than being determined to see yourself as a victim, as somebody who's constantly going to suffer? You know, so you get mothers out here who regularly stress themselves out because they are convinced that there's a war going on against their sons and their daughters. And I cry every time I see them go out the front door. Like, who should live that way? You know what I mean? But that's what we got. People who are determined to see themselves as victims. And so you have this genre that's emerging now, this racial trauma porn that's out there that people are now seeing, you know, and they're relating to, and it's upping the anxiety. You know, you can just see it, that no good comes of this. You know, you're stressing yourselves out for entertainment purposes, you know. So like I said before, you have these two shows, right? These two movies. And I want to read this article that I saw, or I'm going to reference it anyway, that I saw in the LAtimes.com. And the headline is, "Media Images of Black Death Come at a Cost," experts say. Or you think that seeing constant images of people suffering and being brutalized and never getting any justice, and you're relating to that, you think that it doesn't kind of damage you a little bit? It says, many viewers are fed up. All right, so let's see the point that it makes here, okay? It says here, for example, we're talking about the movie Them. It has depictions of vicious racial violence. Now, this is white on black violence, of course, exactly what we need in today's times, right? Depictions of vicious racist violence, including the murder of a black infant while his mother is being raped and a scene showing a black couple being blinded with hot pokers and then burned to death. Sounds like a good time to me. How about you? Yeah, let's get some popcorn and sit around the couch with the family and watch that kind of thing. And I understand the infant that gets beat to death, right? They put him in a pillowcase and just beat an infant to death while the mother is being raped, okay? And they don't get justice, by the way, okay? So what's the point of it all, right? And some people are like, well, you gotta show what it was like. You can't run away from the truth. You gotta show it. Okay, well, you tell that to a rape victim, somebody who has been raped. You feed them a steady diet of entertainment about rape and about sexual violence and see how that person comes out. You just do yourself a little experiment. I don't even think you need to. Just use your imagination. How do you think that's gonna go down when you show a rape victim you give them a steady diet of films about rape? You think it's gonna re-traumatize them perhaps over and over and over again? How do you think they're gonna walk around in their lives? That's what they're looking at. Well, it's reality. They probably don't want to see that. They're too busy trying to heal from the trauma. You know what I'm saying? And then they wonder why when cops roll up on the scenes, they're like, oh, well, cops are not trained to handle emotional cases, people who are emotionally damaged and stuff like that. We're emotionally damaging ourselves. Can't you see that? Look at the music that we digest, the hip hop and all that stuff. Violence, sexism, resentment, nigger this and nigger that, materialism. Look at what we're feeding our children. And then on top of that, you want to have something like this, racial trauma porn? And you think this is somehow serving people. Yeah, it's refreshing to have white people be the villains and all. They're not getting they're getting away with it. That's the thing about it. That's the thing. Look at what's happening here. And it's being put out there by black people. Black people are producing this. Them is directed by some dude called Lil Marvin. I don't even know what the dude's last name is. Lil Marvin? Who's Lil Marvin? This is not uplifting at all. All right, and then, right, it says here they've called it racial horror porn. Okay, so then they go down here and they talk about this other movie or show called Two Distant Strangers on Netflix, okay? Good old Netflix. And what it is, it's the story of a young black man trapped in a Groundhog Day style cycle with a white cop who delights in killing him over and over and over and over and over again. Once again, the guy gets no justice. It's a Groundhog Day thing. He gets up, he knows he's going to be killed by the cop, and it just keeps on going on over and over and over and over and over again. Once again, sounds very entertaining, doesn't it? Once again, produced by black people. Like, what are we doing to ourselves? If you believe that growing up with the threat and the reality of racism is stressful and is damaging, why? Why would we think that a genre such as this would be something healthy for anybody? Not to mention, like I said before, the way that it depicts white people. This is just a sorry statement on America in general. Like, you have twisted, evil, like stinking, dirty, rotten looking white people killing, torturing, maiming, breaking, and just completely destroying black people, and there's no justice. Like, how is this life? You know what I mean? We live together, we work together. Why would we have things like this? Why? What purpose does it serve? You know what I mean? This is what I'm talking about. This is despicable. I don't care what people think about, oh, you got to depict this and you got to depict that. You can't run away from the reality. Dude, there are many realities out there. We don't live and torture each other this way. Those were isolated incidents. Those were crimes. It's not entertainment, bro. You know what I mean? It's just not. It's like, I'm sorry, the entertainment industry, Hollywood, has got you thinking that it's acceptable and it's something that we should do to just show everything. Sometimes you don't have to do that, especially in the interest of being more well-defined and well-developed and looking out for the development of our children. I mean, look around your hood. There's a lot of people out there that's suffering, man. There's a lot of people that's going through it emotionally, psychologically. We need things that are more uplifting. You know, I'm sorry. I don't need any racial horror or racial trauma porn. I don't need that. We don't need that. It's not helping anything. It's really not. It's destructive. That's my opinion on it. Of course, you guys can get in the comment section, anyone who might have seen it. Like I said, I know both sides of the argument already. You know, people want to depict it. People want to stick it to white people. And it's not right, man. It's not right. People are people. You know, and we got to get past this thing, bro. We got to understand that we're human beings. We all have to understand that. You know, that's not cool. It's really not. You know what I mean? Not as a genre. But that's just my opinion, guys. I've talked about this enough. You can get in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about this. Have you seen it? You can tell me what you thought. Is that something that's good for you? You want to see more of that? You feel like it's making a statement? Or you just feel like it's just something that's damaging? More negative programming, desensitizing our people, meaning humanity, to seeing the suffering of other human people, especially when justice is not even an issue. It never comes about. It's just straight torture. You know, I don't know. It's a brutal side of the times, but let me know how you feel. And as always, you can like, you can share, you can subscribe, and catch me on Twitter. All right, guys, thank you for listening. I'll catch you on the next one. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.